It is 3:46 p.m. May 4th, 2026. I am Toya, and this is the Blue Lighthouse Mantle. I was looking in the mirror today, and I didn't look like me. Wasn't really sure what was happening. But then, I am getting older. I'm almost 60 years old. Or it could be someone projecting their little beauty magic, towards me. If that is the case, I'm going to get that back to you. You can have that. I don't desire it or deserve it. I guess I'm just noticing a lot of differences that I'm absolutely grateful for. Absolutely. It's a beautiful thing. And whoever that is that's having a childlike tantrum because I said that, calm down. Just calm down. Learn how to go to source and get that for yourself. I was thinking about some movies, because there's not really anything good at the movies lately. Not a lot of good movies out. Well, that I consider good. Some things that I would suggest that you would watch. Of course, I tell everybody about the movie Soul. Very good. Movies that were important to me as a kid: Escape from Witch Mountain, Escape and Return to Witch Mountain. I think that's the names of them. About the brother and sister who had powers. They were from a star planet. That was important to me. It resonated. The Fury. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but what was that one about? That was it was a guy and a girl, and it was like these people, evil as crap, wanted these children who had these special powers, and they were using them for not so good purposes. They started retaliating. Yeah, it's kind of gory, but in a cheap film kind of gory. But it's really interesting. The newer one is The Arrival. Let's see. I like that one because, and most people think that it might be about aliens. It has aliens in it, but it's really not about the aliens. It's about the woman who is able to communicate with the aliens. But what happened was they were teaching her about time and how time doesn't do like this. It's kind of like all happening at one time. So I don't want to give it away. I guess I did just give it away. Spoiler alert, sorry. But she was able to see her future, being married, having a child, the child dying of something that they couldn't cure. And many other things before it even happened. And her choosing to continue in this life, knowing what was going to happen. And that was her contract. Many don't understand that there's contracts that we sign before we even incarnate into these bodies. And before we even sign the contract, we see everything that's going to happen from beginning to end. And we choose which one we want to choose. Or the ones we want to live. You know? Of course, once we come through the birth canal, we forget all of that. And our journey is about remembering truth. I'm not going to say who we are, who we were, whatever. Remembering truth. Because that's all that matters. It's true. Now, there's going to be many things that distract us, that tell us what truth is. It's not. Because the society makes what's good seem bad and what bad seems good. What is holy seem perverted and what's perverted seem good. We see that all day, every day. All day, every day. Oh my goodness. All right. Let me write this down. Dang, I just forgot. Before I go back to the movies. Oh my God, what is her name? I'm going to have to talk about it another time because apparently it was not meant for me to say right now. So I'm going to let that go. TV shows. American Gods. Must watch. They took it off of Netflix. It's pretty deep. Yeah. My favorite character, I must say, is the leprechaun, who's like, what, 7 foot tall? He's a big leprechaun. But he's one of my favorite characters. Just his way of being was quite interesting. Another older one was Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Yeah, I can't even remember all of what was happening to the guy. I just keep remember him making the mountain out of a plate of mashed potatoes. I remember that as a young girl. But even then, that movie resonated with me. And I think this one is, they made a TV show about it, but it was also a movie. The Man That Fell to Earth. I think that's what it is. That's important too. It's a real good one. It's many of them because the truth is always coming out in movies and TV shows. We just have it presented to us like it's just a movie or a TV show, like entertainment. But your truth is being spoken. Um, yeah. Oh my gosh, I wish I could talk about, and I can't even remember what I wanted to say. It just hit me. Oh, Spirit, why would you bring it to me if I'm not supposed to talk about it? Anyway. This this journey. I used to say it was hard. I used to say it was a struggle. But then I talked to someone the other day. It was basically like, don't say that. Because you're making it that way. If you keep saying something in some way, then that's exactly what it's going to be. Which is interesting because, like, half an hour before she said that to me, I had just told someone else that in a reading. Yeah. We all going through the same stuff. Some people talk about it, some don't. And it's not, I don't really think that's something that we should be upset about. Because it's probably not everyone's journey to try to teach you. It's just for them, for whatever purpose the universe, God, Allah, whoever has for them. They're not teachers. They're experiencing, but in their experience, it's not for them to tell you how to do it. And really, even if someone is a teacher, what works for that teacher or a few others may not work for someone else. Because we all learn differently. We all experience similar things in a different way. So how we react to them is going to be different. Yeah. It's just different. You know, I heard someone talking about how this AI thing is happening and how people are using AI to pretty much copy and paste other people, steal their content or what have you. I thought that was interesting. I was going to ask, why can't you just make your own content? And I guess I already know the answer to that. There are certain people who just don't have it in them to come up with anything original. They don't know how to go to the creator, source, universe, God, Allah, they don't know how to grasp that or have a relationship with all of the above in order to receive that. And some will follow people, souls, through lifetimes with vengeance in their heart. Because that same energy you leave here with, kind of the same energy that you are going to bring back with you. Because some people are so strong, and some people want that. They want to keep coming back with that same negative mindset energy to keep doing what they're doing. Which could be part of their contract. And you wouldn't be surprised. As much as spiritual things happened to me as a child, certain gifts that I had that I thought everyone had, the stuff I'm learning now that I've learned since 2020, I am floored, absolutely floored. And going through the traumatic incidents that I've been through, really, I would never have thought that anyone's could be so evil. Even if you had a spell put on you, stuff thrown at you, you still did crazy stuff. And I say that because I had all of the above thrown at me constantly, consistently, all at once. Okay. Okay. So what I was hearing was, there are some people who would never have made it through the same things. The ones that was doing it to me, for me, they wouldn't have been able to make it through it. And they are I want to say amazed, but maybe amazed is the right word, of how I got through it. By the grace of God, there go I. And I don't go to church. I don't read the Bible like that. I mean, I do read certain scriptures, whatever. Sometimes there'll be things that I go through, and then I'll look up what scripture talks about this or what have you. That's how I do it. Um, and the reason that I continue to read scriptures is because I know where the original scriptures come from, who stole it, and who rewrote it for their own purposes. I get that. But there's a lot of things in it that are truths, even though a lot has been taken out. But I said that to say, I don't know. Oh, that it's basically not religion for me. I'm not a religious person like I used to be. I am more in a relationship with the divine, most high God, Allah, universe, creator, source, many different terms, which to me, it just depends on what bag you're coming out of, you know? Now, I'm not saying that there is no others who would be called gods that don't exist. They do. They do. It even says it in the Bible. So, there's that. Just do your research. That's one thing that we got to learn. Don't condemn people about what it is that they say. Just do your own research. And stop letting these people say that you're going to hell because you are researching and learning him for yourself. Isn't that what it says to do? He's not going to get mad at you for doing that. And I say he because of who I'm directing this to right now. But we know otherwise. I just heard someone say it's all about the money. So whatever it is that I'm saying, it's probably fiddling with somebody's money flow. My bad. But you really should take that up with the Most High. It has nothing to do with me. I'm only doing what I was told to do. And I hadn't done it for a long time. Being afraid of what people are going to say. It's really not my issue anymore. Because if I'm in a relationship with Source, the Creator, and Source Creator tells me to do this or do that, you can get with, okay, never mind. Then I'm going to do that. Because I know that I'll be backed up. Yeah. And this is not just something I hear someone say in a pulpit or something that someone said on YouTube or something I read in a book. This is Rhema word. The things that I say. Someone saying, well, it sounds like something someone else says. Possibly. Because if you're on a certain frequency, then that's where Source meets certain people and gives you the same information. No, it is not bullshit. No, whoever just said that, it's not bullshit. It's real. You know, having to unlearn all the things that I've learned out of guilt and scarcity tactics, and afraid that I'm going to go to hell, or I had to unlearn all of that. And still, certain things are still there. I had someone ask me, was I in church? And I said yes. And that person was like, some of it's still there. By the way I spoke, the way I presented myself, the way I moved, trying to clear all of that out. That was a couple of years ago. If it's all gone, I don't know. And sometimes it may not ever go anywhere. It's just about learning how to walk with that, if I'm saying that correctly. Integrate that. Those that don't know. It's amazing. You go outside and you just stand in the direct sunlight. You look up. You're just standing there. Or you're sitting there and just letting the sun hit you. Not saying anything. And people just look at you like you are absolutely crazy. Not understanding that we have lost that. We've really lost that. Those that got here first, that is some of the things that they always did. That's how you get direction. That is how you understand how to do things. How do you think that those who first got here knew how to take a poisonous plant and turn it into something that can heal you? That's direct relationship with the earth. So important. And they have really gotten us so confused about what we should be doing, and making us think that the things we are doing is what's right. Remember me saying in the beginning, what is good, they say that it's perverse, and vice versa. How they trying to block out this? Oh, that's another good movie. Oh my God, what is the name of that movie? About the train that just kept being on a loop because they blocked out the sun and it got very cold. Somebody know what I'm talking about. That's another excellent movie. Excellent movie. They know how powerful the sun is for us. Very powerful. Even just a little bit. I even heard that originally, in the beginning, there was no winter. Of course, I have to do more research, but it kind of would make sense if we are children of the sun. Well, some of us are. Some of us. There was some. Where did I get this from? I'll just say what I heard. There are some who fled their planet because they were in slavery and they came here and did the same thing to people here that were being done to them on their planet. Hmm. Hmm. He on your shoulder. That's interesting. It's a beautiful day. I think I'm gonna go back outside. I need to do some dishes. I'm gonna wait on. I'm gonna wait on that. Yeah. I'd rather go back outside right now. Look at the squirrels. Oh, it's the cutest little squirrel by me. Oh my goodness. It was a little baby one, all by itself. It was so cute. Mm, mm. It was tiny. He was like as big as my hand. And all the birds look like one was pregnant. You know, the red-breasted, is that robin? Red-breasted robin? Do we have that? Anyway, it kind of looked orange, but I guess they call it a red-breasted. She was thick. I don't know if she was with children. She was thick. Kind of reminded me of myself. Yeah. She was so pretty. She looking at me, I'm looking at her. All the bees buzzing around me. I'm still kind of nervous with that, but I just let it go and close my eyes. I heard that they're attracted to frequency, so just let them buzz around me. They don't sing me. Yeah. Beautiful. I was looking at the ants. They're just being busy and doing their thing, carrying these big old huge pieces of food into that little hole. Absolutely amazing. I have never I mean, I did as a child when we used to go camping in Girl Scouts. I used to pay attention to nature stuff because that's what Girl Scouts and stuff was about. But becoming a mom and working and all that stuff, you lose all those things. I guess that is the purpose, to get you out of your actual purpose with nature. It's to get you so into this life stuff that you forget. I don't have any little children anymore. My grandkids, they about grown. Even little ones came here grown. Just grown. And that's okay. I understand they had to because they gotta fight early. Something's coming. They need to be prepared early. Yeah. Not trying to be a conspiracy theorist or anything, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Not trying to put more out there than it is. Not trying to make something be that it's not. It just is what it is. You know, another thing that I heard, how did they put this? Not saying it's true, not understanding. Scratch that. Not saying that it's true, but it's something to think about. Because everything we know about how the Bible was written, how, certain things were stolen and taken out and whatnot, how we've been lied to. Everyone's been lied to since who knows when. But they were saying that in the Bible, Genesis the beginning, Revelations is the ending, right? But what if Revelations is actually a script that we are following? It was handed to us and we're reading it. So therefore, we are acting things out. You get what I'm saying? Made me think. Yeah. If we control our lives by the way we think, what we speak, how we move, then handing us a script that says, this is going to happen, this is what it's going to be like, then basically we are walking out what they want us to walk out. Unknowingly. That is some slick, underhanded, but I'm not surprised. Not at all. Not at all. There is nothing new under the sun. My mom used to say that all the time. There's so many things that she used to say. And I'd be like, as a child, you're like, yep, But I see it now. I see it now. And when they say, think of your life as a play, or like a game, like a video game. Yeah. Excellent ways to describe it. Excellent ways. Yeah. Oh, dang. Oh, my dirty clothes. I need to go wash. I don't want stuff to pile up. Excuse that, y'all. Sometimes I want to just really not do shit anymore. In a sense that it's just so much happening, and it's like, now that you are seeing certain things in a different way, well, this was me just thinking, how are people getting away with this? How is this happening? And it makes me ask Source, how are they allowed to get away with this? Why I'm laughing is because you remember in the Bible when I believe it was Moses talking to God, and Moses was telling God, I need you to get your people. That's kind of what I heard. That came to me, that reference came to me when I was just saying that. Like, come on, get your people. But I'm feeling Source say, wow, what I was feeling, hearing, it is what it is. But me doing what I do, that's not my worry. What I'm doing is not going to have anything to do with that. Wow. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. What throws me off, but no, I have nothing to do with, is those that you want to come with you. You know? But you can't make anyone. Because if they're not where they're supposed to be, they can't go. Friend, foe, family, child, hoe. Sorry. can't make people. And you can't make people want something that they don't want. Now they'll try to steal it from you because they're too lazy to do the work themselves. Which is why we're going through all this bullcrap that we're going through right now, because nobody wants to do the work. I remember this woman who has the title in this existence as my aunt saying that about people doing the work, and her ass didn't really want to do it either. Trying to live off of other people. It is what it is. I used to be in admiration of doing the work that was claimed to be being done. But now moving in it was not doing it at all. They were not doing it at all. They was doing something. They was working on other people's work. Stealing their work. And the blessings that they had coming from the work that they were doing. Anywho, it is what it is. Because as long as you're doing the work, truly, in truth, from the Most High, God, Source, you'll always be taken care of. You may not, well, I can't say that. I was going to say, it may not be what you see, all these other people's lives, like, living lavish lifestyles, whatever. But then I had to change that, because why wouldn't it be? Why couldn't it be? It could. It's about the amount of work that you put in. Or what was already yours. I heard someone say that, so you're here on earth, and it's like what belongs to you, it's just orbiting you. It's orbiting you and waiting for you to get in the same frequency so it can be drawn into you. So, if you have a lower frequency, it can't even connect with you. But once you do, it brings it in. So, yeah. Could be a lot of people out here who could be enormously rich or wealthy, but they're trying to steal from other people. So they're missing what's orbiting them. And what's yours is always going to be yours. Nobody can really take that from you. You can give it away, not being in the right frequency. Mindset, all of that. It just depends on what bag you're coming out of, what language did you use for that. What's mine is mine and will always be mine. Yeah. I wanted to say to some people who may be on this journey, if people around you call you, talk about you, think that you are dumb, let them. What does that have to do with who you really are? The ones that really know who you are, the ones that really matter, know that you are not. Who cares what those think that are not even on your level? Who ain't even got tickets to get into the concert? Just stand at the door. Can't even get tickets. It doesn't matter. Did someone just say I need some help? Yeah, that's true. I do. All day, every day. I need help. I'm living here in this world. I always need help. Just like everyone else does. Another thing I've learned, knowing what evils people do, have done, will do, don't tell other people, because they're not going to believe you. Mm-mm. They're not going to believe you. Let them find out for themselves. It's like what I did with my children's father. I didn't speak bad about them to my children. I did the best that I could with what I had to raise my children. I never talked about their dads. Not to their faces anyway. I mean, to my friends, I might have said some things, but never spoke back to my children because I made that choice. And then if I talk bad to my children about their dad, then that means I'm talking about my children. I would never do that. I love my children. I let them find out for themselves who their fathers were. And I really don't say anything bad about them now. Even though they used to talk about me all the time about having children. And now most of them got more than me. How interesting is that? I love my babies. I remember, this is way off subject. I remember when my children were small and just being a mom and mentally going through what I was going through. I was like, when are these kids gonna ever be grown? I was waiting. Seemed like I was waiting forever for them to get old enough to be on their own. And now that they are, it's like, I kind of miss that. That running through the house. And I used to like to, when we didn't have a washing machine, put the clothes in the tub and have them stump in the tub. That was fun, because kids like playing in the water, but they didn't really realize that there was a chore that they was doing. That was fun. Just taking them to the bowling alley. He didn't bowl a lick, but we were there just to play the games, just to get them out the house. You gotta be real creative when, funds are low. And you gotta prioritize some things. There's always a way, though. There's always a way. That's one thing I can say about my children. They got that. Very smart. Very smart, all of them. They really are. And I'm not really taking credit for that, because by the grace of God, there go they. Always looked out for them, no matter what we were going through. They didn't have all the stuff that everybody else had in school. They didn't starve. They probably would rather starve than had some of the meals that I cooked, but that is that. Anyway. Oh, just got checked. That's a loop. Thank you. Thank you for presenting that to me. That was a loop, being nostalgic, because it's Mother's Day coming up. So get you in that mood, thinking about that. I am grateful for the check. Moving right along. Because actually Mother's Day is every day, not just one day a year. I am grateful for my children every day, not just on their birthdays, not just on holidays that have gotten way out of hand. I am grateful for them every day. I may not say it every day to them, but those who I talk to before my feet hit the ground in the morning know exactly how I feel. And that's what matters. Because that sends out a frequency that will cover them no matter where they are, no matter how far they go, whether you talk to them or not. That covers them. And no one can change that. You see how graceful that was? Being checked like that. It wasn't embarrassing. It didn't hurt me. It didn't harm me. It didn't make me look a certain kind of way. That's how it's done. That's how it's done in this journey. For whoever just said that, don't be afraid. But take your time. This is not something that you have to choose. But you know it's for you if it keeps coming up. Certain things keep coming up for you to make some choices. Okay. I used to think once, I was a Christian, that if I just did right, then everything would be fine. I don't know where I got that lie from. I don't know how I was thinking that. I don't know. In this journey, it's not like that either. Many people think, oh, it's about love and light. You always smiling, blah, 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 blah. That is a choice. That is strength. That is, I'm going to leave it at strength. But just know, everything is made of polarities or duality, as they say. You can't have a light without darkness. I was born in the darkness. The darkness was pounded into me. I choose to be the way I am. I choose to smile at people, encourage people, even though I'm going through some stuff. Even though these people over here done this or that. That's a choice. I could be evil. I could do a lot of things, but I don't. And those that matter see that. They recognize that. Which is why I'm loved. Because of the choice that I make. I could be out here I couldn't imagine the things that I could be doing. The things that I was presented with, the things that I've been around and seen, I could have done a lot of stuff. But I choose not to. And in other lifetimes, I may have chosen those things, which is why I had to come back and do it all over again. Because I made the wrong decisions. Stayed around certain people that I shouldn't have stayed around. And lost my life because of it. Some may call it dumb. Whoever just said I was dumb, hey, I'll be dumb. But the end result of that dumbness, yeah. Do it all over again. And that's not a snare, that's not a jab, that's not a brag. That's just me being grateful for who and what I am, being grateful even for the things that I've been through, because it showed me you can get with this, so you can get with that. We all have the same choices. I also heard there's no mistakes with adults. Babies make mistakes. children. But adults, they make choices. I've done a lot of things when I was younger. I didn't know any other way. I mocked what I saw. Or I mocked, or I moved within the realms of what was happening to me. You know? Being in a family who I'm grateful that I didn't make those choices. But y'all do what y'all do. No judgment. It just wasn't for me. And that's probably why y'all don't like me. Probably why I was deemed what I was deemed. It's okay. You know, something my daughter told me. Something that happened to her. I'm not going to say what that was, but she thought that the things that happened consequently made family move away from us. And that was far from the truth. And that may be my fault because I didn't tell her that portion. It was my assumption that she was seeing that, what was happening. But apparently she didn't see it. I mean, because she was going through her own shit, you know? But what happened, I left the situation. I moved away. I stayed away from family. I kept them away from the family because of what happened. Had nothing to do with her. Mm-mm. And I hope that my spirit guide to her spirit guide help her to understand that. Help all of them to understand that. One example is, I've talked about this before, but being in court, you know, there's two sides of the court, right? It's me and my daughter, and then all of my family on the other side, taking someone else's side. Can you imagine having to go through that? I didn't have no sisters, no brother to help me go through that. My mama said she wasn't gonna get into it. What kind of bullshit is that? Yeah. Horrific stuff happened. Many people knew. Everybody knew. Neighbors. And no one said shit. No one said anything. Oh, I'm sorry. What? Nothing. Nothing. Even to this day, no one said anything. And if these mofos try to spin the block and come around me and my family, no. You staying on over there with that. I don't want to be intermingling with y'all in any way, form, or fashion. Mm-mm. That's for y'all. Y'all go ahead and do that. I'm be over here. No, thank you. Mm-mm. Don't even try to make your way back. The audacity. And think somebody owe you something? You done lost your rabbit ass mind. You have. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Now you want me to talk about it? Okay. So that brought back something I wanted to say earlier. This woman, I can't remember her name, forgive me, was talking about what do they call them? Bloodline handlers? That's what it was. Bloodline handlers. So look her up. I think she was on TikTok. And she was talking about there are certain people who are bloodline handlers, and they might not be the ones who are loud. They not be the ones who are visible. They may not be the ones who actually do the harmy stuff to you, but they are the ones that keep those nasty bits swept up under the rug. Those who don't want anyone in the bloodline to go outside of all the nasty bits. I'm of course phrasing this my own way. So say that the bloodline is known for having incest. They, of course, will do whatever is in their power to keep that swept up under the rug. Once they see you saying things, doing things, going outside of that line, you veering over here, they gonna do everything they can. Everything they gonna make you look like the nastiest, whorish. Ooh, okay, let's fly. Nasty bits. Coming on in here. Listen to what I got to say. Anyway, I'm gonna get you. You got to leave right now. They will attack you, attack your children, every part of your life to get you to fall back in line. And once they can't get you in that way, they attack your character. Everything that they are doing, they say you do. Yeah. Nasty bits. Nasty bits. These people can be in the pulpits, well known, all kinds of stuff. Nasty bits. But if you have relationship with the Most High, with the universe, with elementals, who we're supposed to have relationship with, you covered. It's going to be some interesting things that you have to go through. But you're going to make it. You're going to hear a lot of things about you. You'd be like, where the hell did that come from? And people are going to believe them. Like I said earlier, you can't tell other people the nastiness that people do. You got to just let them figure out for themselves. And they will. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know. That's up to what all the universe got to do. How they got to move things. How they got to move people out of the way. I don't know how long it's going to take. But I will say that the Most High will keep you through all of it. Yep. Yeah. Excuse me. And it's all good. It's all good. Nasty bits. Nasty, nasty bits. All these people are so well known and so they have these ways about them that make it hard for people to even think of them being and doing certain things. But look at serial killers. You would never think. You would never think. However, those that know truth will speak truth. Sometimes immediately. Sometimes they have to wait for something to click. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Sometimes even your children won't believe you. It is what it is. Well, I think looks like the sun is going down. Dang it. Maybe I can go burn something outside and look at the rabbits before I come back in and wash the dishes, because I really don't want to wash the dishes. I mean, it's only a few because it's just me, but anywho, I hope that something that I said triggered something, good or bad, because even a bad trigger can lead to something good. Follow through instead of feeling that anger, that trigger that makes you angry. Instead of doing something in anger to someone else, sit with yourself and figure out, why is that making me angry? Just sit for a minute and be like, well, what about that made me mad? Why am I angry at that? We all need to do that a little bit more, you know? Anywho, I am Toya Owen, and this is the Blue Lighthouse Mantle.